Thank you very much, Monica. Maybe I should begin by saying thank you very much for inviting me to participate in this interview, and also that I've been considered for this to participate in this interview. Well, I am a mature man that has got 15 years of experience in disaster risk management, and my role has been in disaster risk management has been designing programs and strategies on disaster risk reduction, but that has also included roles in advising government and also in developing policies, as well as going onto the ground and doing response activities. Part of my activities has also been to guide the disaster risk management system on how to integrate disaster risk management into development planning, an issue that is becoming critical now throughout globally because of the importance of attaching disaster management into our programs. So I see myself as playing a big role in your organization, particularly if you require somebody that has got expertise to conduct coordination among the different stakeholders in disaster management. So I see myself also as a key player in coordination. And also given that I've got a big background in environmental health, which is particularly critical during times of emergency operations, water sanitation and other aspects. Thank you. Yes. Disaster management is one area that requires you to get information that is pertinent to give guidance on interventions. My role in this aspect has been to conduct vulnerability assessments, to identify the key hazards that may affect some communities. And I've used this opportunity maybe also to find out what are the capacities within the communities that are vulnerable to specific hazards, and how we could design together with them the possible interventions. This has been particularly in areas where we experience floods, for example, where we go to communities and with them and find out what are the problems that we constantly are experiencing flood disaster basis. So in that manner I was able to collect information from these people, and then we will be able to use this information to design our interventions. Yes, sometimes as professionals we also run the problem of wanting to be more technical when we are looking at our aspects. I think this is also peculiar with what we do when we deal with communities. I have gone on to design communication packages for specific groups, because we address a variety of groups in disaster management, and I've told myself the way to approach it is maybe to design information that tackles them, particularly when we talk about early warning, because I think it's an aspect that is critical, that people will want to know what are the risks that they experience, particularly in Southern Africa, where we experience recurrent droughts. We design such information to the extent that we are able to tell them, now we are experiencing erratic rainfalls, so it will be pertinent upon us to find how best we can cope with some of these unexpected occurrences. So I would design that information in a manner that they are able to understand, because we get information we are going to receive above normal rainfall, for example. Normally communities will not understand what is above normal, but then I will be able to explain to them in detail what this implies, if it is below normal, what this implies, so that they are able to also understand what it is that that risk that they're able to experience and how they can also prepare for such eventualities. Yes, true. I had one situation that I experienced when I was in Sudan. During this period, we had a group that had been attacked by a group of bandits. So our role was that's our role between the humanitarian organizations, the government, to conduct an assessment, the assessment to find out what the needs of the people were. For me, I had a coordination role to collect the information. To make a report on the information that was collected during this assessment, and to present it to headquarters and also to different partners. The conflicting demand that I experienced was we had a sector commander, what we call a sector commander within an area that was in South Kordofan. For them, they were going on the ground and determining what would cause conflict, and they were also, their role was to inform government how they could reduce conflict. But then the problem was also that for us as humanitarian workers, our role is not to determine the causes of the problem, but to find means to find means of the need to address the needs of the people that have been affected. So there was a bit of a conflict. While the sector commander wanted me to reflect the issue of the causes, which was politically motivated attack. It was not our duty as humanitarian affairs people to talk about who has caused what problem, but our interest was to ensure that needs for the affected people were provided. But the also aspect that I was also worried about, because it was a sensitive issue, in that if I talked about government being a perpetrator or one group being a perpetrator, because government was, particularly these bandits were linked to government, and the fear was the moment you involve government in these aspects, then all the humanitarian players were going to be told to leave, and that would pose a very serious problem for the civilian community that would continue to be harassed by officials. So I had to balance my report to ensure that it is more representative, in that it doesn't cause us a problem where we could put ourselves, our humanitarian community being expelled out of the area. So basically, I had to balance the report to ensure that I don't have a situation where we are going to cause unnecessary problems, and also meeting the needs of the sector commander. But I had also to balance it to say that no, there's no way I can talk about this in a humanitarian assessment report. All we need to reflect what are the needs of the people, and it is not the mandate of the humanitarian community to address issues of conflict resolution, though it is our mandate in terms that we can influence that people go into conflict resolution. But we would not want to go into detail about who has done, who has caused the problem, and how can this problem be solved. But our role was to address the needs of the people that we impacted on. Can you just repeat for me again? I didn't quite get the first part. Yes. The one example that's true. The one thing that comes to mind is that working in an area that is prone to, a country that is prone to flooding. In fact, it has two extremities. It has droughts, it has flooding on the other side. But flooding is becoming to be more recurring. The major change that I was able to influence was the development of flood contingency plans. We have 6 sub-regions or sub-national levels that are prone to flood disasters. And for a long time, there was a talk about how do we manage these situations. And we were saying probably the best way we can go around it is to ensure that all our different stakeholders at national, sub-national level, and at community level, there is the level of preparedness and the awareness. And this can only be effected through contingency planning. Well, there was a resistance among the different players. People say, well, this is an academic exercise. How would that help us? We need to find a solution. But of course, the rolling was the one aspect that they were thinking about is decentralize resources to us, give us the money that we're able to respond. Yes, it is important, but without a plan that we are able to refer back to, which stipulates who is supposed to do what at whatever level, it will